There we go. Hi guys. 1 second. I am live, I believe, and welcome to Speak English with Mish. I'm here live to teach you some new vocabulary to help you improve your reading and improve your pronunciation. Okay, so those of you that are new today, please would you just write a message in the chat. Say hi, say who you are, say where you're from, and it would be lovely to introduce yourselves and for me to know a little bit about you and for everyone else. Hi Zawel, hi Abdel. Nice, so there are a few of you now watching. All right, so here today in Spain it is cloudy. It's been a beautiful day. There's been some sunshine, but I'm feeling a little bit cold now, a little bit chilly. My fingers are freezing. Hi, Zel, Kiza, Yamini. Yay. Okay, lots of people joining today. Lovely. So for those of you that are meeting me for the first time today, my name is Mish. And, well, this is my nickname, okay? My full name is Michelle, but everyone calls me Mish. And I'm from South Africa. I was born in Cape Town. I grew up in Cape Town. And I now live in Mallorca. And this is a lovely, beautiful island just off the coast of Spain. Hi, Francine, Lino, Vidang, Marilyn, and it is lovely to have you here. Felipe, great. Okay, guys. So today, once again, I am going to be using my favorite website, engu.com. All right, the link for the website is in the caption below, okay? However, I can send it to you in the chat so you can have a look, and I will display it on the screen, okay? So it is easy for you to follow, okay? This is not a listening lesson. This is more of a reading lesson because I will be reading the content. However, you will improve your listening, all right? You will improve your listening, you will improve your pronunciation, and you will hopefully also improve your writing if you choose to be active in this lesson. What's very important is to be active. I want you to type in the comments so I can correct you. I want you to participate. I want you to pronounce out loud. Okay, so if I say pronounce this word, I want you to pronounce it at home out loud so that you can practice. Okay? Lovely. So, let me see. I've popped it in the chat and you can have a look. Otherwise, I'm going to bring it up on the screen for you now. The article we are going to be doing today is COVID-19 allowed 40 people to become billionaires. Hi, Miguel, and hi, Anna. All right, so the title is COVID-19. I just realized that my speaker was down below, so maybe you couldn't hear me clearly. I'm really bad with these speakers. Okay, there we go. That is better. Nice. So the title is that COVID-19 allowed 40 people to become billionaires. And it's strange because a lot of people lost money during this time, but some people made a lot of money. All right, and we're going to read about this now. Okay. I have a very restless dog, an anxious dog. He wants to go for a walk, and he will straight after this lesson. But I've got to teach my students first, and then Cookie can go for a walk. All right, so let's go for it. All right, as you can see, it is an intermediate read. It was posted on the 13th of April, 2021. All right, the first word is covering. Covering. The stress is on the first syllable, covering. A layer that hides or protects something. For example, anyone traveling on public transport must now wear a face covering. A face covering is basically a mask, but I'm sure you have seen different kinds of masks. They're like plastic ones and see-through plastic ones, perspex, and other kinds. So this can also be a mask, but maybe it's better to call it a face covering because it's not particularly a mask like this one in the photo. All right, but it's more common to say face mask. Okay. The second word is protective. I want you to say it out loud at home. Protective. Okay. The stress is on the second syllable. As you can see with the phonetic spelling in blue, there's an apostrophe on the second syllable. That is protective. Protective. It is intended to keep someone or something safe. Having or showing a desire to keep someone or something safe. All right, for example, you'll need to wear protective gloves when using this tool. In the photo, if it decides to write, there we go. You can see that the man is wearing protective gloves. Okay, protective gloves. It keeps his hands or her hands, I think it's a man, it's big hands, his hands safe. All right. The next example is, she is very protective of her younger sister. Okay, so a person can be protective too. It's the feeling they have about someone else, or about someone else usually. Okay, so a person can be protective of someone or over someone else. All right, protective. Nice. Okay. Cookie's resting now. All right. The next word, equipment. This is quite a difficult one. Okay, equipment. Equipment. The stress is on the second syllable again, so it's equipment. All right, it's the tools, devices, etc. needed for a particular job or activity. Can everyone repeat this at home? Equipment. Equipment. All right, we need to throw away a lot of our equipment because it's too old. This photo gets me. This was, I don't know if any of you know what this is. Some of you are probably super young, but this was my brother's first computer. Did any of you have this computer? It's like a box. Yeah. I loved this computer actually. It was so exciting and new and different. And it reminds me of my childhood, but my very young childhood. Okay. Hey Pratishka and Priyanka, Faride, welcome. Lovely. Okay, nice. So, we just said equipment. Let's move on to the next word, wealth. Wealth. The TH sound can be quite a difficult one for English learners. All right? It's a large amount of money or valuable possessions. The state of being rich. Wealth, rich. Richness, wealth. Okay? He lost his wealth because of his poor business decisions. Okay? The last word is gross domestic product. I'm sure a lot of you have heard this before. GDP. Okay? GDP stands for gross domestic product, and GDP is used a lot more often than gross domestic product. All right, so you've probably heard this. It is the total value of all goods produced and services provided in a country in 1 year. So Japan has the third highest GDP in the world, and China's gross domestic product grew 6.7% between January and March. So it's best for you all to just practice GDP. Okay, GDP. Much easier to remember and a lot more common, right? A lot more common. Okay, Vedang said, I was study. You can say, I studied on this type of computer. I studied on this type of computer. Yes, Francine, because at work we started with that stuff. Interesting. Okay, nice. All right, so let's carry on. We're going to now read the article. All right, I'm going to read the article. You're going to follow. You're going to listen. You're going to read. You're going to listen to the way I pronounce the words. Where do I stress? Where's the intonation in the sentence? Which words do I link together and they make a different sound? Try to understand that. Don't focus too much, because the main point is that you actually just understand the general meaning of this article. But if you can notice those linking bits or the stress and intonation, it will help you, okay? So let's begin. Title: COVID-19 allowed 40 people to become billionaires. While the coronavirus pandemic caused millions of people around the world to lose their jobs, the health crisis also helped 40 people join the list of the world's richest. Forbes magazine has released its yearly list of the world's billionaires. The US magazine found that a record 493 people became billionaires in 2020, making it a record-setting year for the world's wealthiest. The Forbes list now has almost 2,800 billionaires. That is the most ever since the magazine started publishing the list 35 years ago. Among the new billionaires are 40 people who made their money from companies involved in fighting COVID-19. Some worked on vaccines that they helped to develop in record time. They include Uga Sahin, who helped create the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine, and Stefan Bancel of Moderna. Others got rich by making personal protective equipment, PPE, and tests for COVID-19. The richest of these billionaires is Li Jingquan, I think. He is the president of Winner Medical, a company that makes medical products such as face coverings and medical clothing for healthcare workers around the world. Li is said to now be worth $6.8 billion. Whew. That's a lot of money. Forbes found that the wealth of billionaires is worth about $13.1 trillion. That is nearly the size of the 2019 gross domestic product, GDP, of China. Wow, the world's second largest economy, and the number is as large as the combined GDPs of Japan, Germany, Britain, and South Korea. That's crazy, okay? They're comparing the GDP and the wealth of these billionaires. Okay, very, very interesting. Okay, love it. So now let's see, any of you saying anything? Good. Zayel says, I take notes and write words. Good, lovely. Okay, so now I'm going to move on, and I'm going to ask you all some questions. I want you to participate in the chat. I want you to answer the questions. I want you to look at the article, find the answer, and tell me the answer. Okay? Let's see. So let's start with question 1. How many people became billionaires in 2020 according to Forbes? How many people became billionaires in 2020 according to Forbes? Okay, let's move up. And now I want you to tell me how many became billionaires according to Forbes. Okay, in the year 2020. In the year 2020. Anybody got an answer for me? Anybody got an answer? Hi, Asib. Okay, Francine says 40 people. Hasib says 40 people. 40, we've got a 493, 493, 493, 40, 493, 40. Okay, nice. The answer is 493. Okay, 493. Okay, so 40 people became, allowed 40 people to become billionaires. But in 2020, 493 people became billionaires. Okay, not only 40. 40 people became billionaires because of COVID. Yeah, because of COVID. So the COVID situation made them think of ideas, and so they became billionaires from their new companies. Yeah, from their new companies. Nice. Don't worry, Durgesh. Okay, so let's go to question number 2. Who is the richest new billionaire? Who is the richest new billionaire? Let's go back up and let's see who's the richest. And you can mention him or her by the first name. The first name. Who is the richest? Does anybody know? Can anyone see there who the richest of these billionaires is? Who is this person? Yeah? Who is this person? Anyone? Lee Jianquan, Ugo Sahin, Li Jie, Li Chuan, Li Jianquan. I can't pronounce his name properly. I don't know how it's pronounced. Very nice, everyone. It is Li Chuan. As we can see here, it says the richest of these new billionaires is Li. Okay. He is the richest. Nice. Okay, let's move on to question number 3. All right. How many billionaires are there on the Forbes list? How many billionaires are there on the Forbes list? Okay, how many? Right, let's go back up. How many billionaires are there on the Forbes list? Okay, how many? Can anyone tell me in the chat? I'd love to hear your answers. Let's see. Let's see if any of you have got the answer to this one. Almost 2,800, 2,800, 2,800, 2,800, 2,800. Okay, good. Good, good, good. You're all right. But Miguel and Francine, you are even more correct because it says almost 2,800, which means it's probably 2,795. Okay, but they're rounding it up. So it's almost 2,800. It's not 2,800 on the dot. It's not exactly 2,800. All right, good. Very nice, guys. Very, very nice. All right, so now I'm just going to pop myself into full screen now that we're done with that part of the article. And I want to know from you guys, do you find it surprising that there are now more billionaires than ever before the pandemic? Do you find it surprising that there are more billionaires ever? Now more than ever. Do you find it surprising? I'm going to pop the question in the chat. Do you find it surprising that there are now more billionaires than ever? Oh, wow. Okay. on the dot is less used. On the dot is less used for numbers and it's more used for time. So if I say I want you to be there at 5 o'clock on the dot, it means I want you to be there exactly at 5. Not at 1 minute past 5, not at 1 minute 2, on the dot, exactly. Okay, that's on the dot. Yes, I surprised actually. Okay, I'm not surprised. Okay, we have some opposite views. Why? Tell me why. Why are you not surprised? Why are you surprised? I'll tell you that yes, of course, it is surprising. Now there are more in my competition. Nice, Priyanka. I love it. I love it. I'm not surprised. There's more money in the world. So a lot of people lost money during COVID, but where did that money go? So that money had to go to the rich as well. So I'm not very surprised myself. Zale says it's real life. Okay. Absolutely. It's sad that money is not distributed equally around the world, but it is what it is. I mean, these people are billionaires, so not millionaires, huh? They've got 999 million plus another million. That is 1,000 million is a billion. So that's a lot of money. That money needs to go to charity in some way or the other. So I hope they're helping others. Can we cover more article in the live session? I'm not sure what you mean for dang. It's not surprising. It's expected because the need for vaccines and protective equipment. Absolutely. No, I'm not surprising because there are a lot of people who gain with pandemic. Okay, very important one here. Okay, the situation is surprising. The person is surprised. Surprised. So you should say, I am not surprised. This is a very common mistake, so don't worry. But we always talk about the situation being surprising. And if I feel surprised, it's with the ED. Okay? It's okay. I'm not surprised because there are a lot of people who gain with this pandemic. Francine says no, because there were a lot of products needed during COVID and a lot of enterprises put money and efforts into having those things available. Nice, Francine. Into having those things available. I'm not surprised because even in the worst situation, someone can find an idea to make money. Absolutely. Absolutely. No matter what, eh? No matter what. Everybody begins to make masks, sold masks, and be rich. Durgish, what is my occupation? I'm an English teacher. I thought that was obvious. Okay, nice. So, absolutely, I agree with all of you. In some ways, it is a bit surprising because we don't think that so many people would have so much money now. But yeah, there were a lot of opportunities that came up when the pandemic hit. So these opportunities are what has allowed people to actually make some cash, okay, and build some very successful companies. All right, very successful companies. Okay, so do any of you know someone who lost their job during the pandemic? This is a little bit of a negative topic. But do any of you know someone who lost their job because of the pandemic? I do. I've got a few friends who lost their job, actually. A few friends that were put on furlough. So a few friends that had they had their money reduced, okay, or they had to leave for a certain amount of time, okay, and then come back, okay. So they would be on holiday or temporary leave during the pandemic when the company couldn't pay them. So lots of these things happened. Yeah, lots of these things happened. No, probably when you have money, you can. You always make more. Money always manages the world. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nana says, I lost my job. I'm sorry, Nana, but I'm sure that opened up more opportunities for you. In some ways, it's not only negative. Sometimes it's a positive. A lot of people lost their jobs and now they've used that to build a small business from home, or they've become more techno savvy and they can work on the computer better. So there's some things that do happen, and I really hope that you have found a job, or you are on the way to finding a job soon. Oh, no, I don't know. Personally lost his job. Okay. Absolutely. Okay, a lot of you are not commenting on this. Maybe it's a little bit of a negative topic for now, and maybe I shouldn't have brought it up. But a lot of people did lose their jobs, and it's just a sad part of what happened with this pandemic. And I really do hope that things are going to be normal very, very soon. All right. And Hasib said, that's what I mean. Okay. Priyanka, not the ones who are close to me. Francine, yes, lots of people lost their job, and in Canada, the government has allowed some allowance to them. Lovely. That happened in Spain, but there's a backlog. So some people have not received the money. And yeah, the government, it depends on your country and whether the government can look after you. Money is so important, and we need to find it somewhere, right? Absolutely. Okay, so I want to thank all of you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it. If you're enjoying my live lessons, whether you are here live or you are watching this lesson after, remember to subscribe to my channel, to turn the post notifications on, and to be here next time live, because you can participate. I can answer your questions, or you can answer mine, and we can have a discussion here on YouTube. So thank you for being here again, and I look forward to seeing you all on Friday. Friday.